Hiring the right real estate agent to sell your house could add thousands of dollars to your bottom line. And that's why you might want to talk to more than one. What are those most important questions you should be asking before making this important decision? Linked to his real estate expert, Denny Grimes, from Denny Grimes & Company, here to answer that question. You do want to get this right. If you're selling, you want to sell and not get stuck in the process.
Right, a lot's been written about this. However, I still get calls almost every week from sellers that are worried that they've made a mistake and hired the wrong agent. And in some cases, they have. So I want to give some advice. Number one, of the three top mistakes sellers make.
Avoid these three things.
Yes, avoid these three things and ask the three questions they should ask during the interview, and they'll have a pretty good chance of making the right decision. Sellers make the mistake of, number one, hiring a friend. And that's the only qualification. Or a friend of a friend is even worse.
It's tough to do business with a friend.
Well, they may not be experienced. Just because they know them doesn't make them a great agent for them. And number two, they're going to go with the agent basically because they sold the house down the street. Now, that may be the only home they sold in the last 5 years. However, that's the criteria the seller uses. And the third one is they go with the lowest fee. So those are the top three mistakes. So put those aside. Now let's go ahead and start from fresh and say these are the questions the seller should ask. Number one.
Experience.
Experience. However, experience has two prongs. Number one, how long have you been selling real estate in this area? And what's your level of production? Because there's people there that have a license and may have been licensed a number of years. However, their production is not very strong. And the level of production's important because that is to the degree how much that agent markets themselves and their seller's property.
So you want to see that they're selling homes on a regular basis.
That's right. And I would say, what is a regular basis? I would say a minimum of 2 or 3 homes a month is what they should be doing in order to have kind of an ongoing business.
All right. So what else you want to look for? Some of their listings, how they market.
Yeah, check out their quality. And so the way you do that is basically look at their links. Have the agent provide you some links online and go online and look at their listings to pay particular attention to the quality in which they present it, the quality of photography, the virtual tours. If they don't make that listing appetizing, most likely they're not going to make your listing appetizing, and that's important because 90% of the buyers are coming from the internet.
It just comes to my mind when you say that. Do you worry about price range if they're selling too low, too high, or you just want to see that they're presenting them well?
Well, if you're going to be in a luxury market, you want to make sure that they have something other than maybe double wides for sale because that's going to mean they're tapped into the buyer pool. So price range is important. And the third thing is understand, Rob, they should understand before signing the contract what the terms of the contract reveal. What's the length of the listing? If I'm unhappy, is there a what-if clause? If I'm not happy, can I get out? Will you let me out of the contract? If so, what's the penalty, etc.? All those questions are important if you want a good relationship with your listing agent.
Yeah, because if you pick it wrong, you start over. You don't get, it's a whole new ball game.
Right, and I've seen sellers held to a 1-year listing agreement, and they've been unhappy in the first couple of months. So they've got a long way to go before they'll be let out of that contract because that was the terms of the contract. That broker in particular wasn't going to change the terms. So most good agents will offer a guarantee that say, look, if you're unhappy, you can cancel, and here are the terms. So sellers should ask those questions up front.
Read that fine print.
Yes, you bet.
And pick the right agent. All right, Denny, thanks for coming in. Good advice as always if you're selling. If you have questions that you want to hear from Denny and get his answers, his email is denny@dennygrimes.com. Wing News This Morning. We'll be right back.